problem is, you think that black lives, so-called black lives matter. It's a shame that we have to say that, because black lives does not matter to any group in this country. Your lives matter to the Most High. That's what you need to find out about. Our eyes has yet failed for our vain help. So here you are holding up signs talking about Black Lives Matter. Who are you pleading to? Who are you trying to get their attention? Whose attention are you trying to get? You're not trying to get God's attention. That's the reason why you're being destroyed. You're trying to get everybody's attention except the people, except the power that you're supposed to be quiet to.
How we doing, sir?
We're doing fine, sir.
Good, good. We
Good
made
to be
it.
here.
Oh yeah, we here.
Another Passover, 2013. It's 10 years of Israel united in Christ.
That's right. That's right.
Many more to come.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Well, as you know, in this segment is basically question and answers. These questions are a lot of questions that our viewers want to know about the leadership within Israel united in Christ.
Okay.
Some questions kind of go back into your history. You know, you coming up, where you coming from. What's your vision regarding the congregation and how you see things? First question I have is, what brought you into the truth? What was it that made you consider that you're an Israelite?
That's a good question. I think what brought me, I know what brought me into the truth, but I think the thing that brought me into the truth is perhaps the same thing that brought many people to the truth. Many of our brothers and sisters to the truth. And that thing is a yearning and a quest for proper knowledge of who they are, right, according to the Most High, according to God, because we all had an understanding of, at least we were taught, that that there is a God, and if God made all people, then certainly He must have some information on who we are. Right. And being that we weren't really taught about who we are in schools, we weren't really taught about who we are in history, religion, or anything. They just kind of leave us with the idea that we just popped up or some negative strain of something. So, those kinds of question marks in our heads cause us to seek the truth. Right. So, and I think a lot of our people are just really confused, walking around with question marks and don't really know who they are. So I was one of those that wanted to know who I was. So in around 91, I was at home. I was going through the television channels, and I came across brothers that were standing on 44th Street. This is on TV. Mm-hmm. Standing on 44th Street, and they were teaching, dressed in militant kind of attire, studs, wearing what is called a mitri. We called it a matazarpan. That was a Hebrew word for turban. So I watched these brothers and said, damn, what the hell is this? And I said, they sound good, because he was saying things like, black people are great, Christ is black. And when he said Christ is black, that didn't surprise me, because the Muslims were saying that. Right. So I'm still listening, but then I'm hearing him quote. He tell him where you at, brother. Tell him where you at. And I'm hearing Bible books and Bible verses. That's the Bible? So I said, wait a minute. This is the Bible? And I think from that point, I said, I got to find out about this Bible. I will ask my father about it, who I was staying with him at the time. I asked my father, I said, do you know anything? Because the people that the person that was speaking was a man named Lahab. The school was Israeli School of UPK, Universal Practical Knowledge. It was Lahab, it was another man named Kakum, and you had Ariyah, and you had Yawasap. Those were the four that I saw on the set. So they were making the point that the black man came from Isaac and Rebekah. And then he said that the white man came from Esau. So, and then he was saying that it was in Genesis. So I said, well, this is in the Bible. I ran to my Bible, was trying to find it. And at that time, I was kind of unfamiliar with the Bible. So I asked my father. My father said, yeah, I know all about that. I said, you know about Christ was black too in the Bible? He said, yeah. And it was dumbfounding to me because I'm like, you know this and you still in the land of the lost? You know, so after that, I was hooked. I watched every program. I tried to, because it was a public access television show.
Right.
I was trying to get the schedule. I watched, it came on, I think, like Tuesday at like 4 p.m. I caught it like in the middle. Mm-hmm. So the funny thing with public access is that when you would put a show on television, if you didn't, they just put the tape up and didn't put any credits at the end or anything. When the end of the time slot ended, it just cut off. Right. It just chopped off. So you wouldn't get, well, we come on every week at such and such or every day. So I was never able to get the schedule. And so for weeks, I was just trying my best to hope to catch it, to see if I could catch, when the series would actually repeat itself. And it took about a month to find out how the program aired. So it took a while for me to find out who was the group, how could I get more information. So as I began to watch it when I caught on to the schedule, I began to watch all of the videos that would come out, and I would record them and play them every night. I would actually sleep to them. But as I began to look at the videos, I actually began to say, okay, that looks like 44th Street and Broadway. That looks like 125th Street. That looks like Wall Street. So I would actually go down there. I wasn't working in the summer. I was between jobs. I would go down and try to see if I could catch it. And I would go down to Wall Street, nothing. I said, damn, I missed it. I'd come up to 44th Street, damn, I missed it, because now I didn't know the camp schedules. So then I actually caught them in Harlem, 125th Street, and I lived like a few blocks from there. And I actually saw the brothers live, because they were right there. And then they brought out the slave ships, and then the nuclear bombs. They brought all of that out and showing it to me in the Bible. And when he brought out the slave ships, that's when everything was sealed. I said, this, thank God. Now I got the clean glass of water. I've been drinking dirty water all of this time, although it was wet, but it didn't properly quench my thirst. So when I got the clean glass of water, which gave me my nationality, gave me my heritage, gave me everything, now it's complete. So the brothers, I asked them, I used to come up in the crowd with my recorder and my notepad. And I would see other brothers that's been, and when I come to learn that you had other people that would stand there, and they've been following the camps for years and never made it to the school. So I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you guys? So I was, I'll always record. So one day I just asked him, I said, where's your school at? And he said, down the block. And the way that particular conversation happened between me and the brother, when the brother was teaching, he was pointing to the people in the crowd when he was saying, he said, the Lord is calling you. The Lord is calling you. The Lord is calling. He was pointing to each, all of us. But when he pointed to me, it was personal. So I said, this is my calling.